Here we go. Yo, people of the podcast, bro. Oh, what happened? Why y'all laughing?
You don't know what's happened funny, bro.
We laughing at y'all.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. I was laughing at y'all.
All right, let me restart it. All right, here you go. Yo, people of the podcast world, what's going on out there? It's your boy, DJ Earthquake. I got Dr. Fem Dizzle with me.
What it do, baby? We out here. We live. Black lives will always, and is the only life that matters. If you are not black, you don't matter. This is my view. I don't care who else feels the way. Drew Brees, you do not matter. Done in 45, you don't matter. I have said my own.
I got King Mitty via LA.
When I look into your eyes, all I see is these. Is that you know?
Wow.
When I look into your eyes. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to get my energy up for this pod. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of energy out here. So
Yeah, it's gonna be. It feels
I'm trying to catch up and match the energy that's in the room. I
That's
like
why I'm
that.
throwing a cup, but y'all here laughing at me. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I'm about to pop champagne since we drinking.
Pop it on air. Pop. Show us the pop.
Oh, she do.
Of course, you hear his voice. I got y'all on the moon with me.
Salute.
We are the Africanist. This is Triple Talk. Welcome to another week here with us. Big ups to everybody that tuned into the State of the Union pod. Saw that a lot of y'all liked it and commented on it. So big ups and blessings to y'all for that. Gentlemen, anything you want to add or chime into that for the previous pod, or are we good to go for today?
Bruh. It's so much. I mean, it's just. It was real talk, bro.
Anybody give y'all any feedbacks?
I literally just got a text from one of my homeboys. Shout out to Moni Talks. Yeah, he just said he listened to the last two pods and he just finished listening to this one. Like, it was real good. He really enjoyed, the conversation that we had. And then, it's necessary dialogue and it's essential. Just as the essential workers, we are being essential workers on the airwaves by having this type of dialogue.
I'm telling you, bro.
So yeah, man, let's keep it going. Let's keep our knees on the necks. How about that?
Thank you, family. Thank you. On today's edition of the Africanist podcast, we are doing Africanist and our international friends.
Hey.
We have one international friend from the UK and another international friend actually in Nigeria currently. So I'm going to start off with the lady first. We have Miss Moni on the pod with us today from Nigeria. Is it Moni Talks? That's correct, right?
Yes.
Bad Galamo. The artist formerly known as. Oh, it's no longer Bad Girl.
My name is not Bad Girl.
So are you good girl Mo now, or can you?
I'm just Moni.
Moni Oshibodo.
Okay. So we have Moni hailing currently from Nigeria and we have a BKChat alumni podcast friend, my DJ, a DJ to another DJ. We have Mr. DJ Ayo Matthews in the building.
Yo.
What's poppin'?
What's going on, man? What's up?
All the way from the UK.
Yo, to be back. One striker. Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. You've been
This brother is an honor.
After you got married, you stopped posting your striker videos. I feel disrespected.
Oh.
I'll say this. Ayo keeps coming into this video with his left hand up, and you see the ring.
You know what? I respect it because a lot of Nigerian men in Nigeria, they do not wear their wedding rings. Like all my older cousins, They do not wear their
Why
wedding
are you
rings, bro.
snitching on your older
I
cousin?
feel like my older friends, oh, don't talk to my cousin, he married. They're like, Moni, are you mad? I'm like, guy, I'm happy
Those
to see
guys,
a man
they don't speak for us.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I'm a soccer fanatic, bro. I've analyzed this brother's tape. You know what I'm saying? I have analyzed Ayo striking, the combination of power, speed, and finesse. The power to bully the defenders. The speed to cut through the back line. And then when the goal opens up, the finesse that you use on the ball, bro.
It's black excellence. That's what I put. It's black
Is that a
excellence.
velvet do-rag?
It's yeah. I'm in the rave. I'm in the rave right now.
Oh.
What does that mean? What is it in the rave?
I'm in the rave. You know, the inside of a rave has this.
Inside the rave has a
Oh.
I'm in the rave right now.
It's okay, y'all. We're not privy to those type of lifestyles.
I heard you've moved up to Cali now. You moved on up.
Hey,
So, hey.
I still ain't been in the race.
Well, I want to thank you guys for honoring the invite and coming on today. Wow, we have entertainment too. Shout out to the background entertainment.
Honest, love you all about family on this show.
Yeah.
And we out here, baby.
But yeah, seriously, thank you guys for coming on. Essentially, you know, we can't be negligent to what's going on outside, but you know, we wanted to get the perspectives of our people and internationally, and then you know, make things a little bit lighthearted for folks, because you know, being too serious all the time can lead to depression. So,
let's keep being serious, man.
I'm not saying we can't be serious.
Let's keep being serious, man.
We can't be serious, but I'm saying we're gonna discuss some lighthearted things like we did earlier. It's okay. I mean, you don't have to. you don't have to chew my head off because.
I don't care, man. More lightheartedness, man. We've been lighthearted for way too long, baby. It's time to keep the momentum, baby. So if y'all tired of this seriousness, deal with it.
Can I ask the temperature in Nigeria? Thanks.
Yes, you can. My friend.
How is Nigeria coping with COVID? And I guess, are you guys experiencing any reaction like to the George Floyd
Well, first off, let's start with COVID. When it first started, obviously it was a very serious thing. I mean, I think it's still serious, but I think the problem with Nigeria is they just follow America's lead. So now, because America is not taking COVID serious, it seems like they don't want to take it serious either. They just feel like COVID evaporates, and it has not evaporated. So when it first happened, and what I don't understand is the curfew thing. Like, there's this curfew where everybody needs to be home by 8 p.m. Like, and I don't get it. Like, is it that at 9 p.m. there's no corona outside? Like, I don't like. Did corona finish at 9 p.m. and then yeah, so now they're opening churches in about 2 weeks. They said church can only be 40% full. And I'm just like, okay, so like, are you going to be counting like how many? Then they said if you're over 65 years old, you can't go to church. And I'm like, are you going to be checking people's ID? Like, I don't get it. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, I would say my friends, like a lot of us, we're still in the house. We're definitely taking it serious because there's nowhere to go anyways. Restaurants are closed, honestly, the average 24, 25-year-old, they're in their house because all the fun places they like to go, they can't go. The aunties are in their house because there's no Wambe to go to. So I think that's the main reason why people are in their houses. So when it comes to the George Floyd situation, I would not say Nigerians don't take it serious. They do, obviously, because we all have empathy. But then this situation literally, like, it's like everything just happened at once. The George Floyd situation, then this whole issue of rape. There's a 22-year-old girl named Uwa. She went to church. Yeah, she went to church to study, and she got hit over the head with the fire extinguisher, and she got raped, and they killed her. And then there's another girl, 16 years old as well, same week, Tina. She got shot by a stray bullet by a Nigerian police officer because they were trying to ensure the curfew. So it's like all of these things happen at once. And you know, Nigerians, like, I wouldn't say they don't care about George Floyd, but Uwa and Tina's situation definitely
are more prevalent right now.
And that's priority. That definitely hit home for a lot of people. And a lot of girls have come out to talk about all these artists that have raped them, all the people in Hollywood who have sexually assaulted them. And yeah, so that's been it's been a heavy week. I'm not gonna lie. Like every day I wake up, like I see a new story of sexual assault. I see a new story of rape. Yeah, so it's just been a heavy week with the whole George Floyd thing as well. So and then obviously I'm American, so the George Floyd thing definitely like hit me, and it hit me, and I didn't want to see the video, but unfortunately I had to see it because it was all over my social media. And then man, it's just been a heavy week.
So in Nigeria, what do you do to like sustain yourself? Like, are you solely in entertainment, or do you have like a typical like 9 to 5? How does that work out for you?
So I had a 9 to 5. So I've had a couple of 9 to 5 jobs. My first one, I shouldn't say I quit, but I got fired because of sexual assault. But no, not me. I did not sexually assault anybody. Wait. Let me
eyes open up.
I'm like, whoa.
Okay, so let me tell you how a lot of Nigerian men work. And I'm not going to speak for all Nigerian men, but the ones that I have encountered. So the average Nigerian man, maybe like over the age of like 40.
Yeah,
like
our babas, not us.
Yes. So the ones that can actually like genuinely like help you. So they do this thing where they will give you an opportunity based on, okay, they feel like you're talented. But then in order to keep that opportunity, obviously they want you to do things. And I'm not going for that shit. So my first job, my boss, like he was touching my thigh, and her family knows me. I am not with the shits. I told him straight up, like, oh God, like, don't play that with me. So he did this thing where
at work he's just like, hey, come here. Just,
no. So
we're going for the boys.
We were going to like me and him. No, me and him, like we've always been cool. Like he's like I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my bosses, they're scared of me because I don't know if it's because I'm American and I stand up for myself. Like I'm one of those people, like I honestly stand up for myself. So I know he always liked that about me. Like if I felt like something at work was wrong, or maybe I didn't like how I looked on TV, like I would shoot it like 6 times before it was able to go out. I would stay over all night to do voiceovers. So he liked that about me, that I was willing to work hard. But then obviously, you know, they say familiarity begets disrespect. So I think it wasn't a boss and employee relationship. We were like friends. So obviously he's probably like, oh yeah, she's friendly. I can like, you know, play with her. So like he was rubbing up on my thigh. One day we were going to a show, and I was like, oh no, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Please don't ever do that again. I wasn't rude about it, but I guess maybe my tone was aggressive. So maybe like the next day, he didn't fire me, but he put me on desk duty. He first took me off every red carpet show. He took me off every red carpet. He turned me into a journalist, which is what I did not apply for. So he just found ways to like irritate me. He found ways to just annoy me. Like he was pretty much annoying me to quit, which is what happened. So that was my first job. My second, third job, it was cool. Then I just figured that, man, 9 to 5 in Nigeria is really not my thing, because your job description, like I don't mind going overboard for my job description, but then when you just start adding things to my job description that I did not sign up for, like, man, it's wild. I'm telling you. So I was just like, man, they'll say it's a 9 to 5 job. You're working 9 to 12 a.m. You don't have no off days. Like it just wasn't making sense. So after my last 9 to 5 job, maybe like a year and a half ago, I was just like, I'm not doing it anymore. So I do full-time TV presenting. I do a show for Silverbird every Thursday, which pays me the same exact thing my 9 to 5 job was paying me. So podcasting, hosting, events and stuff like that. So yeah, influencing, unfortunately. I don't like the term influencer. I feel like I've been forced into the influencer world. Like people hit me up, oh, can I pay you to wear this? And I'm just like, okay. that term, I really don't like it, but
let me say, you know, hey Moni, first of all, you transitioning to Naija you deserve accolades, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And not because you transition to Nigeria, but because you did it at such a young age, you know what I'm saying, you always land on your feet, you know what I'm saying? That's an admirable trait. And like you said, you know, you do stand up for yourself, you know, which is, you know, maybe it's because I feel like you've been independent at a very young age, like, you know, you have
Fun fact, guys, I live with Femi's family on and off, maybe for like a year or two. I was always a sister Femi did not want. Femi
you know, because
Femi getting a sister.
In them years, you know, I mean, her and my sister, I feel like they hated me, my little sister, because I was, you know, because I was always trying to keep them safe. But at that time, they didn't understand it, you feel me? But I, you know, I knew I was doing good. And of course, I didn't always have the words to communicate it in a, you know, probably in a better way. I was more like authoritative with it. Yeah, you know, because that's what I knew how to do. I was a young man myself. But, you know, like I said, you've always been independent, you know, since you were younger, and seeing what you're doing now and how you like transition and how you're doing well. I'm not even surprised that you know, you are doing the things that you are doing. So shout out to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Femi.
Deserve some accolades, in other words.
Yeah.
Y'all deserving of accolades.
Okay. I literally woke up when I graduated college like 2 weeks, and I just bought a one-way ticket to Nigeria. I sold my car. I just booked the first flight. I didn't even tell my parents I moved. I just called my dad one day and I was like, I need the keys to your Nigerian house, bro. I don't have
Hey!
Wow.
You self-made though, you know.
I could never do.
Well, it looks like we have a lot to circle back to. But Brother Ayo,
Manda.
Hey, and it's shut down.
What's going on in the UK right now? You two, how are you sustaining yourself with this COVID? If you guys don't know, Ayo's wife is a pretty popular makeup artist, just FYI. So,
yeah. In terms of like Corona and everything, it's been. See, we were late to act. I don't know if you guys know our Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Trump's brother, yeah. So, so he was late to react. There were 5 meetings where he was supposed to go, where he was told about the virus and the dangers of it, and he just ignored all of those meetings and was like, "Fuck it." And it got to the point where it became serious, and he realized how serious it was, and even then he still wasn't reacting. So it was only like late March that we went into like a lockdown, and now we're at 40,000 deaths, which is like the highest in Europe. So it's been tough. Like I've had like friends, family members die, pass away, and it's just like the thought that, you know, this is a moment of history, and his parents are only going to be known as his parent as a statistic, as a number. It's going to be like a history book saying that 40,000 people died, and imagine thinking that your parent was one of them because of, you know, a lack of reaction and stuff like that. So it's been it's been draining on everyone, the concept of, you know, staying inside and everything. But that's the most important thing for us, to literally stay alive. Like, and then in the midst of that, George Floyd has happened, and obviously because of social media, it's just spread like wildfire. I haven't come across the video myself. Like I've seen parts of it, like Moni was saying, and it gets to a point where it's almost unavoidable. But as soon as that happened, like a lot of people make the comparison between police brutality in America and in the UK, and they say, you know, in the UK the racism's not as bad, or the police are not as bad. Of course, our police don't carry guns. Well, not all our police, they don't carry guns because we don't carry guns. Well, not legally anyway. But there's a lot of things that the police do in terms of racism. And in the UK, the problem is the racism is very hidden. What I noticed with America, you can have someone that is blatantly racist and they'll make it clear to you that they're racist. Whereas in the UK, it's these subtle things that they do and these subtle things that they say and certain behaviors. And the minute you're like, that's racist, they're like, no, it's not. I was just saying it. There's no way to actually prove that they're being racist. And that's the difficulty that we have here in the UK, because it's so hidden and it's so disguised in different things. So now with George Floyd, there was a protest today. There was a protest earlier in the week. I don't know if you guys saw John Boyega.
John Boyega.
Yeah.
My guy, man,
bro.
You're my king.
He's the man,
Yo, I'm not. He made me tear up, man. And how passionate he was at those protests.
Because he knows the struggle, like especially out here. He knows, not to say that, you know, we have it worse than you, or anyone. I don't want to get into like a pity Olympics kind of thing where,
it's not a competition, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. This is like
anywhere it exists.
Yeah, this is people's lives.
As long as you're Black in the world, you face some discrimination. No matter what.
So the idea that, you know, the UK, like the protests today, the banners we are holding up are not, you know, UK, they are George Floyd. So it just feels like we're united, which is like, it's a beautiful thing to see. And there's such a shift, like, in terms of this movement, like a lot of people are spoken to.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the Belly Mujinga case?
Yes, I was going to get into that. So during the coronavirus, there was I'm saying during like it's finished, but we're still happy, it's still out there. But there was a Black lady that works. She worked at a train station, and a guy spat on her and said that he had coronavirus. And a few weeks later, she's died of coronavirus. So putting 2 and 2 together, he's obviously given her the disease, and that's murder. So everyone's said, that's murder. So the police have done their inquiries, and then they've come out and they've said, well, the guy did a test at work and he actually didn't have the virus. And based on witness statements and CCTV, it appears that there was no spitting taking place, that the guy didn't actually spit on her. So everyone's like, okay, release the footage. They're not releasing the footage. Show us the witness statements. They're not showing us anything. So now we've protested against that as well. And now they've decided to reopen and review that case, which is a beautiful thing, because someone spat at a police officer and said the same thing, and he got 12 months in prison straight away. So it's like, why is it one rule to spit on a police officer and the police officer's fine, but spit on a Black woman and she dies, and all of a sudden you're not doing anything about it? So it's like crazy things like that is what I'm talking about. Like, I can put that down to race. To me, that's a race thing. But if I say it's race, they'll be like, prove it. And then you're just stuck. So that's the difficulty trying to navigate around here.
Because proving intent, they always say proving intent is probably the hardest thing to do. You can set out to do something, but the end result isn't probably what you expected. So it's just like, okay, did you intentionally try to, that's the jargon that a lot of people try to use. I'm
gonna say you'd be surprised, Ayo. Like, even though it's so blatant here, they still tell us prove it, and it's like, are you kidding me? So like look at Colin Kaepernick, all the stuff that happened. Yeah. I mean, it was such obvious racism. It was such obvious, we're gonna blackball you because you're taking a stand on race, that we don't want to employ you, we don't want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? That Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, came out and he basically was like, we stand, Black Lives Matter. The NFL should have taken it more serious when these things first came to light 4 or 5 years ago. But what did they do? They swept out so many talented players, so many people that said, I'm going to put this matter of race and culture above my employer. Who cares about football? Football's a game. You know what I'm saying? Why are people dying? And what did they do? They swept it all out. And then now that they're backtracking on it. But yeah, I feel like in UK people are so much more socially conservative. You know,
we are.
You guys are really chill, so it must be quite difficult.
And you know what? We have so many coons, and I'm not even joking. Like we
got him here too.
We have
him here too.
Shout out to Ayo. Listen, we love you, my brother.
Let's free the realness. Like we there's not enough black people. We're only 3% of the UK is black. 3%.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, 3%. So
Really?
we're 3%. Like our most famous, like some of our most famous black football players or soccer players are coons. So if they're the people in the those top positions, and they're saying this to their white friends, white people are going to be like, look,
this person said this.
He said it's cool. What's your problem? So it's like
they scared. They don't have that Balotelli spirit, man.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Back to the things he's put my
Nah, but you can. But that's different though, because it's like, yo, if I'm Nigerian and my Nigerian pops is on me, you know, when I'm younger, I'm gonna be fueled by that anger. You know, it's also his age. You know what I'm saying? But as you now start to mature, you start to look at life, you know, from a lens that's beyond just yourself.
Yeah.
You start to look at life as like your people, your race. So like, yeah, he probably put Ghana through stuff because he just was upset at his, you know, nuclear family. But like now he's like, yo, this is bigger than me. Like there's so many other issues, and despite what I didn't have growing up, I still made it, and I'm here. So now he's looking at it like, yo, me and my people, we need to band together because the Anglo-Saxon man is the real devil. You know, he's the real issue.
Facts.
They're devils, man.
Oh, people listen every week. They know.
I'm just happy that Balotelli wasn't like swindled because you know he was raised by white people. So I'm happy that he knows he's still a black nigga.
Oh, he was.
They don't know they're black.
Tiger Woods.
No, but he was worse than Tiger for a long time.
For a period, for a stretch, he was because he denounced. He kind of in a way denounced Ghana.
Oh, totally.
And I think it was based off of the fact that he was getting love. Like I think Ayo or Femi said, he was pretty much getting love from where is people from? Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, he was jaded, as most people would say.
Yeah.
But
they should throw bananas.
I think like Femi said, he's had his watershed moment, come to Jesus moment, and knows that ain't nothing like home.
but
his sister is my friend, and like we talk about this all the time, and like she's like, I mean, I appreciate that, you know, the Italians raised me, but shit, I'm a nigga and I'm black, and I'm gonna stand up for like my shit. She says it all the time because she's raising black men. She has children with my cousin, and she's like, I'm raising black men just because like people are not gonna know Italians raised me. They're not gonna know that. They see my skin, they see black.
That's it.
Yeah, they don't. Listen, all right, so I guess for background, like, so Mario Balotelli, superstar soccer player, was a superstar. He's not a superstar anymore, bro. No. That's the problem I have with him. Acknowledge us while you are still at the top of your game. He's been chewed up and spit out. They don't even call him to the Italian national team anymore. Like, they stopped that, like, how long ago? Like 6, 7 years.
Oh, he doesn't play soccer anymore?
He plays at a much lower level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When he was at the top of his game, Suli Ali Muntari was his teammate, man. And Suli was like, yo, you know, trying to recruit him, all that. He was like, no, I'm not playing for Ghana. I don't want nothing to do with Ghana. I'm Italian. Meanwhile, he was going out playing for Italy, and they were holding up signs saying no to a multiracial Italian team. He faced so much discrimination, and he said, yo, this Italian blue still means so much to him, right? But why? Because he was raised.
But you can't blame him for that.
He was adopted by an Italian family. He was raised by an Italian family.
Exactly.
But his family, who were back in Ghana, they actually were well-to-do. Like, they had an immigration problem when they moved to Italy, so they had to leave Italy. And so they left him because there was like a sponsor family, Italian family, that said, we'll take him and raise him in this better place. So they actually sacrificed for Balotelli. They say, you know what? we love him so much, but we'll leave him alone. And when they left, they tried to reclaim him so many times, but his Italian family saw his talent and were like, nah. So they made sure there was a rift. They kept him away from his Ghanaian family. You know what I mean?
So again, that's the Anglo-Saxon, being manipulated. Like, yo, when you're a child, you can't have that full understanding. Like, yo, all you know is these people raised me. These people are alive. They left me. Yeah. That's all he's gonna understand. And they probably, how many messages they probably done put in his head?
Of course.
Like if they're able to do that to his family, imagine what they've told him about his family. You know what I'm saying? But as he's growing up and he's maturing, he's probably looking like, nah, bro, this is not it. And then he's gonna come to that full understanding. But I give him props because some people still never come back. Listen, y'all seen the statement this nigga Tiger Woods put out, and this Kableen Asian after all the white people that turned on him, he done married his nanny and she turned on him. This nigga still cooning. Weird ass.
What did he say?
Bruh, he just all his half-ass statements that he be putting out. They're great cops, nigga. This ain't the time for you to let us know they're great cops.
Like everybody knows.
Why do people want to bring up great cops, nigga? We focusing on somebody that just died. Tiger Woods is 40-something. For him to still be speaking like this, he has a sickness.
There's no saving him. You just leave him. Just leave him.
But I think that when you compare someone like Tiger to John, I think that's the power of what he said, because you can see that from what John was saying when he was protesting. I'm talking about John Boyega.
Yeah.
You can tell that what he said was like real. Like you felt them tears that he was saying. And like to say, like he don't care about Disney and all that stuff. He don't care about Disney money and all that. It's like, damn, like that's real. Whereas you hear someone like Tiger, it's like, oh, I'm still trying to get this Masters jacket.
Nigga, you got enough money.
Shit.
You
don't care. He's sick. He's so sick. But John Boyega's a gem, bro. That's a rare, you know what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. Like even back, like he would always wear African clothes. All of his openings, all
his native, and bring his whole family. He'll bring his whole family as well.
What I don't understand is half of, I won't even say half, maybe like 80% of the UK Mandem, the artists, they're African, and I don't see them saying anything. I don't see them standing up. I don't see them addressing situations like John Boyega. So I don't really get it. Like all of y'all are African.
The problem with a lot of the artists in the UK is that they're not educated, and they understand that they don't have the sort of knowledge that if they say something, they know they're going to say the wrong thing.
By educated, you mean like books or
just they're not educated they're not conscious enough to be able to understand. So a lot of the music that comes out of the UK is very, it's enjoyable, but it's not conscious. We don't have enough.
They're not educating, but everybody can educate themselves. We got Google.
They can, and a lot of them are using the time now to educate themselves. But they're not speaking because also in the past, when there's issues of a lot of these rappers get called out for dating light-skinned girls, for example. And the way they will defend themselves, they will defend themselves so hard for saying, oh, I don't want a dark-skinned girl because she does this. Because dark-skinned girls don't want to be in my music videos. That's why I don't have them. Dark-skinned girls are like this. Dark-skinned girls are like that. So a lot of them have had that mentality and they've been dragged on UK blogs. So now this situation is coming up. They're realizing, yo, I need to sit back because I know I'm going to say something stupid and just watch what's going on. So I think that's why a lot of them, not to defend them, I still think that they should speak, but I think a lot of them are just scared because the witch hunt.
Are their eyes open? Do they not experience some of these things or have family members? Like, it's not as, I can see how Anglo-Saxons be like, oh, I'm gonna sit back and not be an ally because they're privileged. But for black people, my nigga, you can't, I'm not saying every black person experiences it, But you gotta have some type of family, somebody, a friend, a cousin, somebody you know, and you know what their experience is solely based on their skin color.
They
and
do.
And still
But
that
Femi,
doesn't wake them up.
Bro, there's people that
Femi,
have little sisters and daughters that rape people. If the situation isn't happening to them, they literally can take themselves away from
So
any
I'm gonna
situation.
hold those lame ass niggas accountable. Stay part of the problem. Because like you said, Ayo, then these are the people, the white people gonna look at it and be like, well, I said nigger around him and he's okay with it. Nah, fuck you. Like,
but I will say, Femi, because the thing is now, what I see on social media is like, all right, if you've had a position that, like, maybe somebody was saying, you know, they weren't in favor of dark-skinned girls in the past, and now they're like, Black Lives Matter. Somebody be like, oh, bro, this you?
Yeah.
They bring up your past, and you like, damn, like.
What I don't like about social media is they feel like people don't have the right to change their opinion. Like, bro, niggas unlearn and learn. Yes. I unlearn shit every day. And I hold myself accountable, and I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, and I just feel like social media, they're just so quick to cancel people. Like, it's just
it's a witch hunt. Yeah.
Because of that, I think it was during this week, I posted like some stuff on my IG.
Throwback stuff, right?
Yeah.
I saw it.
Bro, I went back and deleted so much stuff.
I went on Twitter, I typed my name and Akata. I saw all my tweets talking about Akata. I deleted that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went and deleted. Bruh, dating back to my they would be calling me misogyny. This this type of stuff I used to say. And you know, back then when we were in college, we just used to say stuff.
It's like Twitter allowed that kind of conversation.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure there's some tweets of me using the F word, so
F and anything.
Crack. Why I do that is one of my friends, he just got accused of rape. Like, he just got accused of rape like a couple days ago. And I'm not gonna lie, his tweets were wild, man. His tweets, like someone was to go type his name and rape. And
I
think I know who you're talking about.
I saw them tweets. I said,
so then they like bringing up his old tweets to like.
Yeah. So a girl came out. A girl came out and said she raped him. But then she said there was a witness that she mentioned, but that witness came out to say that she's lying. And then apparently she got paid by, because he's currently in court with like his old label. So apparently his old label paid that girl to say it. But then his tweets, man, his tweets were wild. Like, he was tweeting shit like, I'm a rapist.
I'm gonna rape her. Yeah.
Like, this was like maybe like 2011. He was like, I was young and dumb. And I told him straight up, I was like, you were 21. You were not young and dumb. Like, you shouldn't have said that. Like, I understand. Like, I don't like to vouch for people because you never know what a human being can do. Let's not lie. But like, I know he said some wild shit, but he doesn't like actually go through with wild shit. But I told him straight up, like, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to apologize. Like, you can't write things like that. Like, even if you're joking, like, even if like you're in, I know like this is not the type of nigga you are. And like, he's like shook. Like, he doesn't even know what to do. He's just been sad. He's been depressed. And I'm like, I don't really know like how to handle it. Like, I don't know what to say because, you know, we're cool. And then I felt like I was being a hypocrite because a lot of times I'll be like, oh, this nigga a rapist, I'm deleting all his fucking music. Like Brymo, I'm not fucking with Brymo.
Brymo's terrible.
I done deleted all Brymo.
Wait, time out. What's up?
We can't listen to Brymo?
Wait, is he
Brymo's terrible.
I don't do it all. But then this situation, this is like my friend. And I don't know.
Time out.
Wait.
You haven't heard about Brymo?
No, quick.
My guy. I'm dodging bullets.
Okay. Let me give you guys a.
Before you continue, let me process what you just said.
Yes.
You and Ayo seem to be on the same page. So
I think they are on the same wavelength. This is correct. And I'm lost.
A second.
Oh, by the way, the band was a
band, yeah.
And
they got picture evidence that he was at the place that the girl said as well at the date. So it's crazy right
Importer, exporter, Coco Master. Are you serious?
Okay, Preston, continue.
Meaning we just went to a debate concert in LA.
Okay, Brimo thing, like maybe like a couple months ago, someone, is my internet okay? This should just say your internet connection is unstable. Can y'all hear me?
It's shaking, but it's cool now.
Took a little bit.
It's cool now.
Because you are spitting that fire.
So a couple months ago, someone has actually accused Brimo of rape, but then I think like niggas just love Brimo's music so much that they didn't really take it. They didn't really listen to it. So this whole time, past couple of weeks, rape has been like a big issue. Yes. So the Brimo story came up again, and I already knew like something was wrong with him because I read some article that there's this guy, he's called Joey Akan. I'm actually gonna forward you guys the article. So he did like he comes to your house and then he interviews you like if you're popular, and then he asks Brimo the inspiration of his last album, and Brimo says some wild ass shit. Like he was talking about, touching girls, I would just touch a girl, and if she doesn't like it, or something. Like I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was some wild ass shit. I was like, this nigga is crazy. So pretty much, he was tweeting this week, silence is consent. I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
He was tweeting silence is consent. But then when he wrote, I knew what he was talking about, but I just felt like he was so dumb to say it. Like he was pretty much talking about, like, let's say someone called you a thief and you don't defend yourself. You're silent. You're consenting to be a thief. Well, Brimo, read the fucking room. This is not the time to fucking tweet. Silence is consent. Like, even if that's what you were referring to, you should have completed your sentence. You should have said, what I mean is, rape is literally the #1 trending topic, and you're writing silence is consent. Like, are you mad? Like, he should have followed up. So he's just like, all of you people are using rape for banter, this, that.
He said
like,
Trump is his guy. He said Trump is his guy.
Yeah, he said Trump has been my guy for years. I'm like, nigga, have you even been to America before? Like, me that was thinking Brimo that chocolate city. Me that was thinking that everybody has been bullying Brimo for, man, these past couple of weeks have let me know that Brimo is actually clean.
Before we continue, why is it that a lot of Africans feel the need to support Trump? Like, that's the shit I don't understand. There's a lot of people back home that support this guy that thinks he's doing a good job.
I think a lot of people support him based off of personality, and it's like, I don't give a F demeanor.
It's just supporting seeing the white man as a vision of success, as that way out. It's just looking at the
I don't care what nobody say. I think Trump is a fucking rapist, and I think all them girls that came out, he was on that shit with Jeffrey Epstein.
100%. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah,
he was on that shit. I don't care what nobody says. Trump is he's not an upstanding human being. Like, I was watching some people say, Trump has done some good things. I don't care. You've done a lot of bad things.
Hey, I'm tweeting Brimo as we speak, man. I'm banning, I'm bad, good money, all of that.
And it hurts me so much because I love Brimo so much, y'all. Like, y'all don't even understand.
So, like, he has some good songs. He definitely has some good songs.
He does, yeah. He does.
But then that's what I'm talking about now. Like, I feel conflicted because, Brimo is not like my guy. So obviously he's not able to defend himself with me. But then my other friend who has been accused of this situation and he's able to, defend himself with me. I'm like, damn, like, I feel like a hypocrite. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But hold on.
It's a catch-22. That's difficult.
I don't know any Africans that be loving Trump. I don't know, like, what y'all be saying?
There's some folks back home.
My ex-boyfriend loves Trump. He thinks Trump is the best thing that happened to America.
Yeah. So when I was in Nigeria, I feel like my uncle, one of my dad's brother was like, you see what Trump is doing for white people. He's taking care of his country. He was using Trump as a reason for me to move back to Nigeria. He was saying like, yo, this is why you need to move back. What Trump is doing, he's doing it for them, for their own angle, white people. He's not doing it for black people in America. That's why you guys need to come back. And I was like,
I mean, in that sense,
he's respecting Trump's game.
Yeah, it's like they respect it in the sense that they understand what he's doing is for white people. not for black people. And it's like,
I mean, it's accurate though.
guys, I found the Brimo article. He asked him, what is your inspiration behind your album? And he said, I spent my next 16 months gliding through secret parties where the alcohol rained, controlled substances poured, and life was the merriest thing I ever experienced. There were crazy random parties, drugs, and women. I remember I used to be very direct so I could just offend the women, you know, ha ha ha. Brimo recalls, shaking his head in excitement. The blunt now done. Brimo says, I just say things like, you look so beautiful and I want to give you multiple orgasms. And the girl just goes, Brimo, you can't say that to me just because you're a star. You can't say that to me, that's rude. And I'd go, oh, I'm sorry, it's just the alcohol. And it would never actually happen. It was just wild, a fucking wild time. Like, are you not? Is this guy not?
What does that even mean?
Like,
I mean, it's, oh.
Is that what you want to say?
I mean, this is what this.
A girl you don't know and say, oh, I can give you multiple orgasms. Like, are you crazy?
And then brag about it like that was.
Live your truth, I guess.
That's your mission, my friend.
Like, exactly. You have so many other things to say. You have so many other things.
Like, I can understand, yo, when I go to the club, I get inspiration, you know what I'm saying, with people in my section and all of that, but to say...
My thing about it is, bro, you couldn't even lie. Even if this was your real inspiration, you couldn't even lie.
Yeah, just lie, make it up.
Like you literally had to tell us, like,
hey,
control.
He's living his truth, you know.
I mean, like I think Moni, you said something about unlearning. So many of what we've known as a society, we need to unlearn them.
Yeah.
As whether it's entertainment culture and sports culture, definitely in society as white people thinking they're elite and, you know, like supreme. Oh, they need to unlearn, you know, people like Brimo and them need to unlearn that, yeah, I'm rich, yeah, I got talent, but that don't, if I wasn't it's still got to be some consent to this.
I don't know if you guys saw this video. There was this guy, like I think like he's a college student, and he was like kissing his stepsister on the lips, like he was legit like sucking.
Oh, I might have seen that.
Like
Anglo-Saxons, right?
And what'd you say?
They were white?
No, it was Nigerian.
Oh no, I ain't seen that. Oh,
it was a Nigerian boy. He was literally like suck. It was literally like he was like you could even tell the little girl was uncomfortable. And obviously, like I don't think people knows these days. Like niggas is with the shits with these social media things. They found him. They locked his ass up a couple days ago.
Good.
They found him. People be thinking, oh, social media is all shits and giggles. The girl's mother came out and then she was like, oh no, it's not like that. They have a close relationship. Like, bro, my mama is not gonna be on nobody's internet talking about some me and this man having like, bro, like his mom was really defending him. Yeah, they locked him up. So.
Good.
People need to know that social media is not something to play with. Like I see people tired, lose scholarships on social media all day, every day.
They'll put your address on there. ASAP. They'll put your address on there. ASAP.
Well, America, you don't need to put your address. It's already on public record.
But since we're giving out a little bit of facts, I think Moni, you mentioned how, you know, some of these artists aren't really speaking up in the UK. I just want to say that to this day, when Ayo dropped the gem when he came on the pod saying that there's nobody in the UK that's just playing. To this day, I'm still shocked by it because honestly, it's true. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of cross-cultural blacks in terms of you might be like Jamaican and Nigerian or, you know, Jamaican and Ghanaian or something like that. But for the UK, you know, a lot of people have two different or maybe the same culture, if I'm getting that right.
Yeah. We all know, everyone in the UK, if you're black, you know exactly where you're from. Exactly. There's not one black person in the UK that doesn't know where they originate from at all. Like 100%.
That was so groundbreaking when you said that, bro. And like since you said it, I've asked like every time. I've asked anyone, and it's absolutely correct. Not only that, soccer players,
Yeah.
It's so surprising. Every single one of them is like literally like a generation or two max like removed, or they know exactly where they come from.
Yeah. It's because that's normal, because if I see a black person and I say, where are you from? I would never say I'm British. If someone asks me where I'm from, I'm Nigerian. Like, that's it. Like, there's no further questions. I'm not British. I'm not English. I'm not nothing. I'm Nigerian. That's it. Like, that's conversation done. So that's with everyone.
A lot of times they ask me where am I from, and I'm like, oh, I'm Nigerian. They're like, oh, but you're talking like that, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm Nigerian.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, they're like, you're not Nigerian. Da, da, da. I'm like, what you mean? Like, you think my mom made me when still out, she would it for fun? Like,
I think a lot of us have that identity problem, because I feel like I'm too Nigerian for Britain, but if I go to Nigeria, I'm too British for them. So it's like, you're just in this
middle
spot.
You're stuck in the middle.
You're just there, like.
It's crazy. We talked about that 2 pods ago with Borlée, right?
Yeah, because she's a Ghanaian. She's Ghanaian and half white.
oh wow!
And she pretty much says that amongst a certain group of people, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you're too black. Another group, you're too white.
Yeah.
Oh, here you're not Ghanaian enough. Go here, you're too Ghanaian. You know what I'm saying? So it's
so Ayo, like so what you were saying about how there's such a small population of blacks in the UK, which I didn't know the numbers of that low.
Yeah, 3%.
With the racism being, I guess, so subliminal and covert, if you would, do you see a lot of like organizing there to like basically create some sort of like the way we see what John Boyega's doing now? You know what I mean? Like someone that's really in the vein of like a Kaepernick, right? Like if something goes down and it's like obviously racial, do you see a lot of people like standing up, demanding rights, being like, yo, we deserve this treatment?
We don't have the economic power as black people for people to feel like they can stand up. So that's why John Boyega going up and saying, I might lose my job and I might lose my career after this, but fuck that, was so monumental, because so many of us are being paid by white people. And to go against that, it's difficult, because they're like, if you're a football player, for example, they're paying you 100, 200,000 a week.
Pounds.
And the minute you stand up and go against that, they'll be like, okay, is that what you want to do, mate? All right, see you later. We'll get someone else in. And that's just it. Like, so for them to stand up and be that person, it's going to take someone that is ready to risk it all, and they might end up with nothing. But John's the only person that we've had that's made that sacrifice so far, and it's at this point now. So hopefully moving forward, other people can see that you can do that. And, you know, Star Wars came out and said, you know, we still got you. Who was it? Was it Peele? Jordan Peele came out and said, I got your back, if anything. So hopefully now, moving forward, a lot of black people can see that if I do make this sacrifice, that people are still going to have me. And people still got my back.
And I've been saying this, this is like the beginning phase, right? Like we outrage, we protesting, we riot, we loot, we do that, and I think it's necessary phases of everything, and I think it is a necessary phase, and because we're doing this so that they can really feel us, see us. Yeah. It's a wrap, but after this, it has to be an action plan that I feel like what you just said, like Jordan Peele coming out and saying, "Yo, John, I got you." Other powerful filmmakers, whatever, make sure y'all hold these film stars together so that when they put their life on the line, make sure that they have a job. Don't go out here trying to create Interstellar and don't put black people in there. Whatever you create.
I wish Nigerian people were with the shits, but I see why not, because I wish they were like with the protesting, burning shit up. But then I think about it, I'm like, man, you can literally lose your life and nothing will be done about it.
It's different in Nigeria.
They would just kill you and throw you inside go down.
That's it.
In Ghana, they did a funeral. In Ghana, they did a George Floyd funeral though, like just recently.
Ghanaians love doing funerals though.
Yeah, that's true.
A whole funeral?
You are correct.
No. I'm gonna give Ghana its props on that in terms of
for real.
Y'all political climate.
I'll definitely give us some kudos on that too, because the way we've been moving.
Well, apparently you guys are trying to get rid of I saw this tweet the other day. I don't know if it's true. I saw someone. Nigerians like suffering because everybody's praising. What's your president's name? Nana. Yeah, you guys are praising him, but low key they want to get rid of him. Is that true?
Well, there's some people that want to get rid of him just because what he's doing is really benefiting the people, at least from my eyes.
Yes. And not like the rich status quo.
I'm talking about like actually benefiting the people, like everyday people like you, Moni, everyday people like. I mean, are you
the middle class?
Okay, so pretty much it's the rich people that want to get rid of him.
Yeah, so and on top of that, he's trying to sever the need for Ghana to rely on foreign need 24/7.
That's so dope.
And a lot of the others are like, nah, we still need these people because they're gonna give us this bread, and you know what I'm saying, we gotta really quote unquote pay them back. Yada yada yada.
Bam is just too greedy nowadays, man. It's like, how much do you really need to live? Like, guy, you see your people are suffering. You've already collected enough for yourself. How much more do you need,
bro?
They find buildings every day in Nigeria, and somebody done hit $1 billion.
I seen, what's it called? Sunny Abacha. They said they found money
on Abacha's loot. There's this
$5 billion. $5 billion. $5 billion.
There's this lady called Dizani. Every time she was the minister of something. Every time they find one of her houses, they randomly find one of her houses. Every time they open it up, they find millions of dollars, pounds, naira. And it's like, bro, were you trying to smoke the money? She's hiding in London. She's hiding in London.
Like the Ghana president, I'm gonna go on record and say it right now, bro. He's the best. He's the best leader we've had since Nkrumah. Like, not even the game, son.
Big up Nkrumah, man.
Shout out. Because the thing is, like, he was one of the top lawyers in the whole country, so he was already rich. He had his own money, so he was very serious. He's very serious about trying to create economic.
How many years does he have left?
This is it. But he's up for re-election, obviously. But our last big man who was in place to make rich people rich and you know what I mean, just turn the economy upside down. He's coming back to try and
So do you think Nana will win?
Nah, pray, bro.
Do they rig elections in Ghana?
I heard they do.
Nana don't rig them. In fact, Nana had to bring IT and technology to stop them from rigging. But the one before him, John Mahama, he's a master rigger.
So guess what?
Kids like 5 cities to vote for them,
bruh. Ghana better open up before this election, because and the fix is in. They got videotape of him talking about how he's trying to steal the voter, right? Like, you don't care.
So look, so you guys have a responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to start making sure, not just back home in Ghana, all over, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I can't say we have that in Nigeria. Moni, you on the soil, you can speak more to that than I can, you know what I'm saying? And that's needed, because y'all know me, for the last 5 years, I've been saying Black people, we need to go back to Africa, because ain't no love out here in America.
You know what's so funny? Me and my roommate, we had this conversation. She used to live in London, but she lives here now. And she made a video of Black people need to come back home and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, family. I'm very indifferent about that shit. Like, sometimes I wake up and I'm
you have the example. You ain't even done this.
Moni, I agree with you.
She's real. Keep it real.
Moni, I agree with you. However, it's because the state of Nigeria is not where it needs to be. I feel like you would have a different experience if we had better leadership, if we had better infrastructure and things put in place. And that's what I'm.
So many people leaving.
Which is not happening.
Mass exodus.
It's not happening anytime soon. We're not
exactly.
And
which is why I'm saying shout out to Ghana for at least there I can see a shift. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like we need all that for our countries. So of course, why would
Ghana, they might not be ruthless. Nigerians are ruthless. Like once you see that, they see that you're in government and you're trying to you're not trying to steal money, they will assassinate you.
Yeah, the military will come and take over.
They will. I just heard about this yesterday that there was this guy, rest in peace. His name is Funshaw Williams. He was supposed to be the next governor, and he's a stand-up guy. He got assassinated in his house. I just found this out yesterday. He got assassinated in his home. He's a stand-up guy.
I've been saying we got murked him. You know what I'm saying? The people, no, for real, because
they've been saying it for a long time.
Their mindset is different.
Do you know who Tinubu is? I'm telling you, he's unmerkable.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure you know.
You have to kill these people because their mindset is different. They like these Pablo Escobar as people. You know what I'm saying? You don't change those type of people.
They established, bro.
Yeah, like it's just who they. You can't change Donald Trump. You get what I'm saying? You have to get him out the way and set a different precedence. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
but you don't think if you get these people out of the way, somebody else will just climb up and take their spot?
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's what happens in Nigeria. Like Buhari, he was president before. Yeah, this is his second time. Like someone will take over and then they will call the army and assassinate the leader. Then they will become the leader. Then the second in command will be like, nah, fuck this. I don't like what he's doing. They'll go and call someone else. They'll start rigging elections. They just do it. Nigeria has not. Oh, money's gone. Nigeria actually hasn't progressed in terms of leadership. Like
they haven't at all.
We still have the same leaders from when we had independence. Like Buhari is 77 years old.
Exactly.
He's 77. What the fuck does he know about Nigeria now, as it is now? Yeah, what does he know?
It sounds like he's there just to make sure the same ways are.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Nigeria hasn't progressed since then.
Sorry, I have to use my phone. My laptop just did some weird shit, so I'm just using it. Right, Tinubu probably heard me talking about his ass and sorry, Tinubu.
You call his name and then you went up. I am using him.
Candy man. Yeah. His name 5 times.
You said someone is on killer and then you went up.
I'm not talking about him no more.
Yeah, he's off lip. You shall not be named.
I wanted to. Well, there's a couple questions that I wanted to get into, but I do want to talk about your viral wedding first. But I did want to ask because, for example, me and Ghana, right? If I'm to go there and live, back to what Femi was saying, if we go back, I would know how to manage to essentially live, right? I could probably make $20 stretch in Ghana, right? Now in the UK, I know the pound is heavier than the dollar, right? So that means that you guys kind of have a little bit more expensive way of living life, if I can make that assumption. Yeah. So how essentially can you live in the UK? What would be the best route for someone? You said what?
Yeah, I said London is expensive, man.
Right. So I'm just trying to feel in terms of way of living, how can one, if they're ever to even travel to move there, how could they establish themselves as a
I heard you got to get an apartment in Birmingham, bro. That's how you make the stretch. That's what I was told, bro. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I think you just have to be smart with the decisions that you make. You have to be very aware of how you're spending every single pound, literally, and you have to think about what you can get for your money. So I don't live in London. So the house that I bought is not in London, but London is if I drive 5 minutes, I'm in London. And that's because house prices in London are for a 1-bed apartment, you can pay like $500,000 for a 1-bed apartment. And I've got I'm in a 3-bedroom house right now, and I paid $300K for that. So you're seeing the difference the money makes. So you have to think about like certain things like that. I don't have the luxury of living in London, so we rely on buses and trains a lot. I don't have a lot of that, right? There's a farm not far from me, like that. That's how I have to live, and I'm surrounded by like hella white people, like, and it's uncomfortable at times, but that's the sacrifice that I have to make my money stretch. In terms of, there's always jobs in London. There is a lot of jobs. Maybe not the job that you want, but sometimes you have to stick it out. And recently, there's a big boom and a lot of entrepreneurs in London.
Okay.
And I think there's room for that in London, which is cool. Like despite London only being like 3%, despite the UK only being 3% black, London in particular, I would say probably, I don't know specifically, but I would say probably like 90% of that 3% is in London. So London is so like, in terms of culture, like I grew up around so many different cultures, like it's unreal. Like I grew up with like Asians, I grew up with Filipinos, I grew up with Nigerians, Ghanaians, Somalians, Eritreans, Sri Lankans. I grew up with pretty much everybody. So I've been exposed to all their different cultures. So there's room for that. In terms of like government initiatives, in terms of entrepreneurship as well, like the mayor of London recently introduced like a funding set aside for black women 16 to 25 years old. And that's specifically just for them. And just because of the way London is set up, he knows that he needs to cater to black women, whether he likes it or not. Needless to say, in the comments on Twitter, white people were like, why are black women getting this? What happened to the 16 to 25-year-old white girls? What about white people? This is racism. How can you do this for black girls and not for us? And that's it. But there are ways to get around. If you're savvy enough, you can get around London, no problem.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know, because I've always wondered, I'm like, okay, it's clearly because the pound is heavier than the dollar.
Yeah.
And, you know, and a lot of the designers things are kind of out there where you guys are. So I know it can only be so, it can be difficult essentially. So, you know, and to even maintain a standard too, especially like, you know, like some people I know like here in the United States, like they'll be well off in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Shopping here, going there, maybe follow some hard times, and you still stay up to that level, and adjusting to where you are. So that was my curiosity.
I feel like from watching BKChat, it created the illusion in my mind that there's just, well, I mean, of course, I know there's a lot of black people in London, like you're saying. It just created the illusion in my mind that there's more diversity in the UK, period. But at the end of the day, it's Europe, right? Like, duh. Like when I'm watching soccer of the EPL, you know what I'm saying? You got 2 black guys to a team.
Yeah.
And when you see them, they stick out. You know what I mean? Like, so that's
There's not a lot. That's why BKChat was such a like monumental thing. It was like, wow, like black people speaking on black issues and everything, the production, everything was black. It was like, that's why it was such a big and seen as such a new thing, because it was just the idea behind it that, okay, black people can do their thing to an extent, even though we are such a small minority.
You even had your own show. I'm just forgetting.
Timeline. I had my own show, Timeline. Yeah.
I follow Timeline all throughout. I think I call mostly all the episodes. And in particular, one episode that I got educated on a lot was, you know, I guess you guys did the stabbing.
Knife crime. Knife crime.
So of course, like you said, you know, some people may have guns and some people may not, depending on who you are. So in terms of the knife crimes, how frequent is that in the UK essentially?
It's frequent, ain't it?
Yeah.
Because they don't have guns, so y'all guns are like outlawed. So
yeah, it's pretty much all the time.
Okay.
It's but the problem is, again, like I keep leading back to literally white people being racist, but this is what it is. Like in Scotland, which is like up north of the UK, which is predominantly white, then their knife crime is higher than in London. But the media focuses on London because in London it's this black on black crime, which is not a real thing, but they've tried to make it into a thing. But in Scotland, white people are stabbing white people at a crazy rate, like unbelievably, but they focus on London. They're like, oh, another stabbing in London, another black boy has killed another black boy, black on black crime needs to stop. So they made the focus black on black crime. And it's like black on black crime is not real. Every race kills each other. Why is it black on black crime?
It's based on proximity.
Exactly.
Crime is based on proximity.
That's it.
I'm surrounded by these people, so
that's it. In Scotland, the white people are killing the white people at a higher rate than they are in London, but they're focusing on London because in London it's black people, and that's just it. Like that's just it. The stabbing is a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and it's something that needs to change and needs to be dealt with. But it's no different to up north where the white kids, the white teenagers are doing the exact same thing or even worse, but they just don't want to focus on that.
So like, I mean, I can think of like, obviously you talk about Boyega, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this just to throw in a Ghanaian name, but I don't want to claim that. But Michaela Cole is out there too. Yeah. So like, who are like the leading authentic black voices right now in UK? Just so we know, like, all right, these are
Michael Ward. Michael Ward.
Yeah.
You guys should go watch Blue Story. An amazing
Blue Story is dope.
Okay.
Michael Ward. Michael Ward.
Is that the dude from
Top Boy?
Top Boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say
Idris. You know what I'm saying?
I say Stormzy.
Stormzy, yeah. Stormzy's all about.
It just sounded too, man.
All about black people. But there was a guy called he's a rapper as well. His name's Akala. So he's like the problem is he's not known, but he's super educated. But because his music isn't like entertaining, and it's more like just a powerful message, and even the way he speaks, like he's the go-to guy. There's another guy called George the Poet as well. He was about to get knighted by the Queen, and he said no. He said I know what the British colony has done to my people. I don't give a shit what the Queen wants to do for me. Like she can't knight me. And he recently went on.
Is this the dude with the dreadheads? Or?
Carla's got dreads, but George the Poet's.
Because I keep seeing like there's a video of some dude in the UK that has dreads, and he's always talking about the UK's racial problems.
That's a Carla.
And how that's a color.
A Carla,
okay.
Yeah. A Carla, yeah. That's him. He's dope. He's like dope, like unquestionable. His knowledge, everything, like it's unquestionable. And then there's George the Poet as well, like him as well. So I would say those two definitely, and the names that Yao mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on Instagram right now.
Hey, Moni, you're having some problems.
No, I think she's trying to switch from her phone to
back
to
to
laptop again.
My bad.
You good? You good?
Is she straight?
Can she hear us?
Okay. I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Okay, now.
Yeah. All right. So, Ayo, you got a nice 3-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? You got a wife. Let's talk about this union that you have, and essentially, how marriage life has been treating you since I think what has been a year now.
Yeah, just a year. Yeah, 2 weeks ago it was a year.
Oh, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
I just want to say one thing about Ayo since the last time we talked to Ayo. I will give you your shine to talk about your love message. I will allow you. But I would say,
it's raining like shit.
In Nigeria, and your Wi-Fi is still working. Shout out to Naija. You are talking that there are problems.
Oh, no.
Ayo, last time we talked to you, how you always say that, you know, like USA, like I was saying, you guys are much more socially conservative. You're a lot more like, you know, mountains now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am hearing more boom in your voice. You're a little more louder and you know, assertive with your stance. Last time, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's because of what we're talking about, the racial stuff or whatever. But I'm feeling more of your UK presence now. Because honestly, I was even thinking like, damn, I don't want us to like over drown you out, you know. Because last time we were all so rowdy, and y'all were you know both
lay back.
Andy, we're both very, you know, chill conservative. More UK boom from you this time. Right?
Do you know what? The first time I came on, obviously we were filming in, I can't remember whose house it was. We were filming in someone's house. Yeah, so we were filming there, and then it was like, I think it was Tayo or someone came up and was like, oh, do you guys want to do this podcast? And I was like, okay, yeah, but I didn't know what I was coming into. So, you know, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I didn't even know like you guys' names or the name of the podcast or anything. It was only when I sat down on the table that I was like, okay, this is the name of the podcast. These are the guys. Cool. So I'm thinking, like, I'm in my head, I remember specifically asking myself, like, I wonder if I'm allowed to swear on this podcast. Like, that was the first question I asked myself, because for me, that's how I know if I'm comfortable or not. If I can just, not that I love swearing or anything like that, but I know if I can, okay, what can I say? What can I not say? I'm like, okay, how do I navigate? So I think that time I was just finding my feet and understanding you guys. And I think by the time it got to the end, I understood, okay, these guys are wild. These guys are crazy. So it's cool. Like, so now this time has come. I know what I'm coming into. So it's like, yo, I'm wild too, you know?
But you see, here's the difference though. Compared to last time, we're more toned. I would say this one is more chill.
Yeah.
Given the state of what's going on in the world, we're more chill. We can be talking about some rowdy shit that's going on in the world, because there's still better shit going on in the world right now.
Yeah. Okay, so back to your read the room. Yeah, so back, I didn't want to cut you, but I had to share what I was feeling. I am feeling Ayo boom this time. I like it.
They got any husbands in London for me? I'm looking for a husband. Ain't it in Nigeria? I'm not marrying nobody in Nigeria.
You in the land of
in fact, I'm with Moni on this one. I'm trying to switch my passport to maroon. So any single ladies?
There's loads, man. There's loads.
So I guess back to the question about your
viral wedding.
Oh, the wedding, yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is I don't know if it was your engagement that was more viral or the actual wedding that was more viral. Because I think I did a destination wedding, right?
Yeah. Morocco, yeah.
That's usually what I ain't gonna lie. I see a lot of Nigerians doing that now because of how the parents try to like take over the day per se. So once you out of the country, ain't but so much traditional, you know what I'm saying, things you can do. But yeah, go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the engagement.
Did you have NSG perform?
Yeah, NSG came down like
how you know you got a different type of money?
Nah, do you know what it is? NSG, like, they're my brothers. Like, they're my little brothers. Like, literally. So J5 is like my bro, like my proper bro. So naturally, growing up with him, NSG, I don't know if you guys know, two members of NSG are J5's brothers. So so naturally, I knew them. So me asking them to come to the wedding was like they would have come anyway. Mm-hmm. It was like J5 was one of my groomsmen at my wedding, so it was almost like
it was solid.
it was almost, it made sense. But in terms of that wedding itself, like, my wife, she didn't get in. They weren't letting her in. Like, there was so many people that they weren't letting her into the venue. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
shit.
And then she had to literally say to the security.
The bride. They did not let the bride.
They did not let. They did not let the bride inside. Like, so we catered and we were expecting 500 people.
Nah, we wrecked.
So we were like, cool. We were like 500. That's how many we're gonna cater. If anything, we'll leave an extra 100 chairs out. So 600.
This was in Morocco?
No, this was in London.
Okay.
This was in London. So we were like, cool, 600. That's cool. Like, most people have like 300-400 at their traditional, but we were like, okay, like we do know a lot of people. So 600.
I ain't feeding all y'all.
But it's just coolers of jollof now. It's
within an hour, the food was gone. Food done within an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
It was crazy. By the end of the night, I looked up and I was on the stage and I looked out to the amount of people, bro. There was up to 1,000 people.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, there's no way there was 500 people at this venue.
Yeah, there was 1,000 people there.
I look at the venue and can tell the capacity sometimes, and I was just like, this joint is over.
No, I couldn't believe it. But if I look at the pictures now, and me and my wife, we look through the pictures now, we're like, who's that? Do you know that person? She's like, no. You know that person? She's like, no. You know that? We're like, no. We're looking at so many people that just literally just pulled up because they were like, yo.
I'm sure they got police.
So even my wife on Twitter, like the next day, she went on Twitter and was like, yo, like all you uninvited guests, you should be ashamed of yourselves, kind of thing. Like, how can you turn up to someone's union, someone's wedding, and just see it as, as a party, or as it is a party, but it's not for you. You know what I mean? It's for the people that are invited. And then people on Twitter were like, oh, look at you, you're so entitled. If those uninvited people didn't come,
I'm entitled to my own wedding.
Bro, I don't understand. Like, help me to understand. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, but they were like, listen, if we didn't come to your wedding wouldn't have been what it is. And I'm like,
it would have been fine with just the people we invited. Like,
this is what I'm saying, but that's the mentality. With that wedding was just like, I loved it. Like, it was amazing. But the headache and the amount of random people was just unreal. Like,
I'm surprised the cops ain't trying to shut it down.
They did. Oh, the venue tried to shut it down.
Of course.
And like midway through the traditional ceremony, like my wedding planner came up to me and whispered in my ear, they're about to cancel the wedding. This is midway through the traditional ceremony. She was like, yeah, they're about to cancel. I'm sitting in the seat in my, my agbada and everything, like waiting for my wife to come in. Someone whispers in my ear, yeah, they're about to cancel the wedding. They've locked all the doors. I'm like, what? They were like, yeah, they need you to pay 1,500 right now. Otherwise, this wedding is not going ahead. This is on top of everything that we've paid already. Everything. We've already paid the venue, everything. They were like, listen, if you don't pay this money, this wedding's not happening. So literally on the spot, sitting in the chair, I've had to fork out like an extra £1,500 to pay them so they can open the doors and this wedding can actually happen. And that's because of all these random people that turned up.
You had it outside in the tent, or?
No, it was in a marquee. Yeah, so it was a marquee. Yeah. So that was wild. Like,
you got any fine gentlemen, brothers and cousins for my homie Moni? You know what I'm saying? She is ready for a good, sensible Ayo Matthews Jr.
It depends. What's your criteria?
I like where this conversation is going.
Loyalty. He can't be broke because I'm not broke. Oh, you see, this is my problem. Like, I always talk to people like, oh, I'm a gold digger. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, you think I'm going to marry a broke man? Like, I don't get it. Yeah. Like, that's not my portion.
Yeah.
See, there's a difference between no woman wants a broke man.
Oh,
but when
trust
you start,
me, some don't.
No, it's a difference in the levels of man that you want.
Exactly.
Some of us do not have 30 billion naira.
No. So when I tell people I don't want a broke man, obviously, like, I don't need like a billionaire. Stability is.
What a millionaire.
What a
or just thousandaire.
Not even millionaire, thousandaire.
You know? 100naire. Which one?
I don't sponsor that.
The thing is, I don't even think that's gold digging because you've said I'm not broke, so I don't want someone that's broke. You know what I mean? Like, that's the same with me. If my wife was broke, then we're not compatible, obviously.
Exactly.
You are not financially compatible.
We're not.
Because you will be gold digging and leeching the finance.
That's what a gold digger is. If you were broke and you were saying, I want someone with money, then you're a gold digger. But you can't be digging for gold from someone else if you've got your own gold. You know what I mean? So it's fine to say
I tell my friends all the time that men with money don't like girls that don't have money. Like, the men with money that like girls with no money, they scam you. So
yeah.
You can't talk about
But it's levels to money. So are you a thousandaire? Or which level are you on?
Davido money.
Or are you on Davido level?
Superstar. Come on.
I'm not even compatible. I'm not even compatible with niggas on Davido's level. I've tried it before. I'm convinced that like rich men are not.
So which kind of level are you wanting? We want Ayo to know so that he can.
So
yes.
no,
Don't take too much of the podcast time.
You explain why.
The other criteria.
But that's an interesting statement. You said you're convinced the rich guys they're not for you. I'm curious as why though. Like,
I've tried it, man. I don't know. Like, they just want someone like that submissive. Like, they'll be telling you where to go and where not to go. And I'm like, guy, bro, calm down, bro. Like, I mean, like, a lot of times men that are rich, they don't want to marry their friend. They just looking for, like, I actually want to get married to like my friend. So, yeah, those kind of things.
Hey, Adam or Dapple though.
You don't have any friends in Nigeria?
Henry, please.
I'm asking questions.
Nigerian, I'm
must have a
convinced
lot of friends.
Nigerian men here are not from. And then I think another problem is, obviously, I'm in the entertainment industry, so that's all I meet. Like, all I meet is entertainment men, and I'm not interested in any of them.
None of them are sensible. What of Emma Abaga?
Have you seen our height difference?
Oh, now we are
so that's an issue too.
So now
it takes a strong woman to.
But are you actually your list? You didn't say height, and you see, so he can't even help you. Ayo, throw it away. Throw all your candidates away.
She just eliminated all my candidates.
So she don't want broke nigga. You must be 6'5". You must be playing baloncesto. What else? Wow.
My list is long, y'all. I wrote down my list the other day, and I was like, damn, I'm trying to make God, obviously.
If you wrote it, you can share it. Come on.
Leaving back here or no?
What did you say?
Do you see yourself leaving Nigeria to come back or no?
You said, do I ever want to come back?
Yeah.
All the time, man. Like, sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, man, if I lived in America, I would have so much more money. I would have a more peaceful life. But then I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if I lived in America, I would honestly not like what I'm doing. Like, I wouldn't enjoy what I'm doing. Because back in 2017, I moved to Houston for about 10 months because I was tired of Nigeria, and then I was like, this following the rules life is not for me. You wake up, you go to work, you wake up, you go. Like, you really can't do much. Like, you just work till you die in America, honestly.
Where are you? Are you in Lekki?
Yes, I live in Lekki.
Oh.
Lekki phase 1.
When I first moved to Nigeria, I lived in my dad's house on the mainland for about 3 years, and then I stayed.
Oh, wow.
So I moved to Lekki about 2 years ago.
Okay. I always allow me to get by a door.
He's good. He's good. He's cool. He's actually the one that got me my first job. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first moved to Nigeria, like, I knew a lot of artists from my event promoting in America, and they always used to tell me, "Yeah, whenever you move, we got you." None of them got me. It was only on Olamide that, it was only on Olamide. He gave me a list of places, and he called them. He was like, "Yeah, I have this little sister. She just moved to Nigeria. She's trying to work." And like, he would have to tell them, "Oh, please don't try to sleep with her." But he would tell me straight up, like, "Man, they gonna try to sleep with you, but you just, I don't know." Like, yeah, but Olamide, me and Olamide, we're cool. He's part of my success story, definitely.
The realest battles now. Don't worry, Moni. Go ahead, yeah.
No, I was gonna ask you, what was the hardest thing to transition from when you're moving out there? I mean, because like it is very different. We all go home, but like, I mean, I love Ghana, but when I'm okay, let me shut in my question. Let me just ask you, leave it at that.
I can't pinpoint it to one thing. It was a lot. I think the lack of like not having anyone, because I would say ever since like I was younger, like when I like left my family, I always had friends like I could depend on like 100%. So moving here, I felt like I didn't have that. I felt like someone always wanted something. Like if I was friends with a guy, he would want to sleep with me. If I was friends with girls, they would want to pimp me out. So it was like, it was very frustrating. Yeah, it was very frustrating. It was very, I'm telling you. I am telling you, and this is why I tell people like they need to talk to their friends. Like it's not only guys that are on fuck shit. Girls are literally on the fuck shit too. A girl will be in the club. There is no way none of my male friends will come to me in the club like, "Oh, I'm trying to talk to one of your friends. I'll give you this amount of money if you can't get off of me." That's the shit they be on. Like your friend will literally set you up. Like she would tell you, "Oh, this guy's trying to talk to you." She's already collected money on top of your head. She's already collected money on top of your head. So you gotta talk to this guy. They'll be telling you, "Oh yeah, if you end up talking to this guy, if he gives you anything, make sure you give me some." I'm like, bro, what kind of like? It's just frustrating. Like I just feel like they don't really have loyalty out here. Like I found loyalty in some people, but most of my friends that are loyal here, they were raised in other places.
So
and
let me ask you this, right?
Oh my God!
Not to interject, but do you feel like all of that comes out of the sense of desperation that there is for people? Like, do you think if people had a stable 9-to-5 that was paying them well, able to make living wage, to have stable income and all that stuff, they wouldn't be doing things like that?
I would say yes and no, because there's some people that have stable income that still do it. There are men that have stable income that, like, for example, there are guys who can get like, pussy anywhere they want, but they still rape girls. Like they can still, that kind of thing. So I just think like it's great. And I'm not going to say it's a Nigerian thing because a lot of guys are like that in America too. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just like who you come across, to be honest. And then, what else? The light situation, Nigeria can be very frustrating. Like, as a girl, it is not easy to get an apartment in Nigeria. Like, I just have to thank God that it was easy for me. Like, I picked the first place I found because I already knew that if we went through a process, it was gonna, like, they don't like renting to single girls because they feel like, oh, you're a prostitute, you're gonna have men coming into your house, you're not gonna pay your bills. Yeah, men don't like renting to single girls. Like our landlord told us he has to call our job to verify that we really work there, to even give us the apartment. A lot of Igbo people, sometimes they don't like renting to Yoruba people. That's why when I saw Nigerians talking about racism, I'm like, you better shut the fuck up and deal with the tribalism.
Tribalism.
Some of y'all niggas don't even let your daughter, because she's Igbo, she can't marry a Yoruba man. Like, bro, come on. We are in the 21st, at this point, we're in the 20th century. Like, it's a lot of situations in Nigeria. Like everything is just stressful. Mechanic, nobody can be honest. To fix tires, to service your car can be $50. They can come and tell you it's $500. Just because you're a woman and you don't know how to, you probably don't know how to talk to him the right way. You don't know how to speak Yoruba. Like everybody just wants to get money from someone. Like my best friend, for example, there's this curfew thing that's been happening, like I told you guys. So the police stopped his little brother and they made him pay $50K. That's what the driver said. Come to find out, the driver only paid $15K. And my best friend has known this guy all his life. Like, bro, you just swerved this nigga out of 30. Like, you couldn't just tell him you needed the money. Like,
so the driver kept 35K?
Yes. And he
Lord have mercy.
I'm not even surprised, man.
Like when I got robbed, for example, like I went out and I got robbed in VI, and my car overheated, my old car, it overheated. And like these guys, they were acting like they were helping me out. I was like, oh, I need water. So they brought water to my car and everything. They helped me bring water. I was like, oh, all I have is 1K. They were like, no, you need to give us 5K. I'm like, bro, all I have is 1K. Next thing you know, like they just surrounded my car. They stole my iPad. They were trying to break my windows. And I'm just like, man, like every day I'm just like, if I was living in America, I'll not be facing this one. But there's struggles everywhere you live, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I just take it as that. If I was living in America, shit, the police can shoot me too. So honestly,
For real.
yeah.
For nothing.
Hey,
So
mechanics out here be trying to get people too. So
Exactly. Yeah, women here, you shouldn't like they will always try to charge you triple.
they upsell.
It's terrible.
Now this might be a foolish question, but you know, Moni, you seem very fashionable. As a woman, because I don't know, like, you know, in America here and maybe in the UK too, like you have easy access to, you know, your Fashion Novas, your Pretty Little Things,
Okay.
all that type of stuff.
So pretty much, where do I shop?
Yeah, where do you pop your tags at? Or how do you pop your tags?
I mostly shop when I come to America. Like I come to America like 2-3 times a year. So, and I go to Dubai as well. So I probably shop there because a lot of times in Nigeria, you order things, it will be what you ordered versus what you got. That's what you're going to. You order velvet, they will come with cotton. You order mesh, they will come with Ankara. So it's like
Mesh to Ankara. Y'all know how drastic that is? That essentially you order a basketball jersey and you have they bring you African clothes.
When I was in Nigeria,
they selling Hermes and Chanel. Bro, they selling Hermes and Chanel for $20. Like, you know something is going on.
Chanel. China.
You know,
Basically.
so yeah, so I mean, I just shop honestly when I come to America. So
Okay.
I have these damn clothes to be honest.
Hey, Mitty, what was you saying?
Now I was gonna say I was in a wedding. I went to a wedding in December, and my aunt had reached out to this one tailor. Was like, "Yo, I need him to make this like a specific style of kimono for me." Dog, when I got that shit, nigga, when I tell you, I looked like I was fucking graduating. My nigga. I looked like I had a graduation gown on. Like I couldn't wear that shit, dog. I was so
No, that's why you gotta go to the young poppin' tailor. Like they got some young poppin' tailors because once you go to these aunties, let's say you want to slit. Like you can go to an auntie, you can say you want to slit. She shows you a full gown and she would say, I don't feel like you should have gone this slit. It's not good. Auntie, is he a fucking guy? You It's not proper for my daughter to be wearing this. Auntie, are you my mother? I
remember I was getting a haircut in Ghana, right? And I was trying to direct mind you, the barber was good. It was cool. But I was trying to direct him to do it like how I'm used to. I was like, you know, I was like, do this right here. He said, no, it's good. It is good. I was like, nah. I was like, nah. He's like, no. The way I've done it is good. In fact, if I do it more, it is even better. It will be better. I was like, bro.
Wait. You're not going to do that on this podcast, y'all, because I've been to Albert's house when you've been cutting your hair. You the same bullshit here. And Albert says the same bullshit to you, too. You're not going to do that live on that.
He's correct. I can't debate that. Y'all all have been around during that.
That's true. I'm posing the same question to you, Ayo. Do you see yourself staying in London, or do you have aspirations to move back to Nigeria or anywhere else?
Or you know, you got your brothers over here in the DC area, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Bro? You come over here, we pop bottles, bro.
You know what? Yeah. When I was younger, when I was a lot not even when I was younger, maybe up until about 5-6 years ago, my dream was always to be in America. And then now, I don't think I could, like, even the thought of living in America, no offense, it just makes me itch. Like, I'm just like...
I agree
with you. We don't feel a certain way. We too were trying to leave.
Like, the thought of bringing up a child in America, and it's just like, it scares me so much that I'm like, I don't think I could ever live in America. Yeah. But in terms of Nigeria, I wouldn't rule that out. I wouldn't rule out, like, being between the UK and Nigeria. That's why when Moni was talking about she feels indifferent about people saying everyone go back to Africa, I kind of get that, because the UK is my home. You know what I mean? And I don't want to feel like I'm getting kicked out of my home to go to what they've told me my home is and what I believe my home is, which is Nigeria. But then they're going to say, you don't belong here either. So it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm getting forced out of the UK. And the UK is a part of me. It made me who I am. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I wouldn't rule out the idea of being between the UK and Nigeria, because there's a lot of opportunity in Nigeria. Like, there's a lot of opportunity, although, you know, it's not the best in terms of infrastructure and things like that. I think there's a duty and an obligation to a lot of people that are Nigerian in whatever part of the Western world you're in, to try and do your part, because the things that you're trying to do here is only benefiting, as Femi would say, the Anglo-Saxon. You know, no matter how much money you make, you're going to pay tax, and that tax is going to white people and it's helping white people. But in Nigeria, that's not the case. You know what I mean? Well, you're helping politicians who are going to embezzle it, but hopefully, you know, you can.
At this point, what I am seeing, at this point, I would rather get them.
Bro, for real. Like, it's that real that I think, yeah, the UK and Nigeria is definitely Africa in general, because I love a lot of my friends go to Ghana and talk about how they love being in Ghana as well. A lot of my friends are Congolese.
I've never been to Ghana before, man. And it's
I've heard it's amazing. I heard it's like chilled compared to Nigeria.
Money, you can walk there. You can just
I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that it's gonna make a lot of y'all mad, especially like Ayo, Femi, and Ghanaian jollof rice and Nigerian jollof.
Yo, I'm out. I'm gonna head out.
Say it again.
God bless you, sister.
I'm telling you, Ghanaian jollof rice is better than the Nigerian jollof rice. I'm not lying to y'all.
I'll say this. One of the best Ghanaian jollof I've ever had was from a Nigerian woman. So.
Oh, really? I know that I'm good. I know
Moni,
I think it's because I like basmati rice. So that might.
I have my jollof rice with basmati rice.
Okay, so that.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I've seen a lot more Nigerians not use palm oil as often.
Yeah, long grain is it's a bit too much.
I've never.
I will lie to you. I don't know parboil. I don't know basmati. I just know when my
You just chop.
No.
I thought Ghanaians use jasmine rice.
Femi's mom's jollof rice is bomb. Femi's mom's.
I thought Ghanaians was using jasmine rice, not basmati.
That shit is the same. Jasmine and basmati rice, I promise you, is the same.
Yeah,
pretty much. This one is a little bit different, but
it's similar.
It's essentially the same.
It tastes the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know we all been stuck in the house somewhere, but you know, what do y'all got anything y'all working towards in this 2020? You know what I'm saying? 2021. If y'all have already canceled this year, you know what y'all looking forward to or working towards?
I'd go first. Definitely trying to start the podcast I want to do over again. Also, I've made it my duty, especially these past couple of weeks, honestly, to talk to I know this is so random, to talk to my male friends, because a lot of them, I've come to understand they don't know what coercion means. So I've been trying to break that down to them, like actually having like honest conversations with them, like when something is actually sexual assault, you know, those kind of things. Yes, instead of just like writing them off like, God, like this thing you're doing. And I feel like a lot of times we don't hold our friends accountable. Like we can say, oh, this is fucked up because this person did it. But then once our friend did it, we just feel like, damn, maybe we shouldn't say anything to our friend, you know. Oh, am I frozen?
No, we can hear you.
Wow, frozen. Okay.
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, the video
can still hear you,
Yeah, you are frozen.
Yeah.
We can hear you clearly.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ayo.
I think for me, I think it's a case of self-development in all areas. I think in terms of my DJing, I've been going like hard with that because I've had a lot more time to practice and stuff like that. So that's been helpful. I think most importantly, especially in this time, I've been so in touch with like my blackness and my identity and, you know, everything that
this is so draining. I'm tired. This is so draining. Oh my God. I just gotta keep switching devices.
Yeah, I think for me it's just self development and understanding. I've been listening to I used to laugh at Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar. I used to listen to him and be like, I used to think this guy is crazy. Like I used to think he's funny, but he's crazy. But over the past few days, I've been like sitting down and actually listening to what he's saying, and I'm like, yo, like
that guy, man. The craziness, that's a part of the appeal, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, don't listen to the human slander either. People are like, yo, he wants to steal money. He wants to sex women. Let me tell you something. Show me a man that's walked the face of the earth that's perfect. And look, I'm telling you, just show me that man. Show me my comment.
No, you're right.
They will tell you he was big red. He used to be a pimp. He used to do this. You know, we are not perfect. However, when Dr. Yuma is telling you no white people on my IG live.
It's true. No, it's true.
Get out of my easy.
No, it's so true. It's so true. Like, and I've come to understand that. Like, I've come to understand, like, a lot. I had a conversation just before I came on here with my friend. He was like, oh, we need to get, you know, in order for things to change, we need to get white people to unlearn and to understand and to change their behavior. And I was like, listen, my nigga, fuck that. We don't need white people to do shit. We don't need white people to do shit.
That's why I feel like we gotta leave, man. We just gotta go back. We gotta go back to where we come from, man.
We just gotta keep wealth between ourselves. Like,
thank you.
We just need to keep the wealth in
but
house.
It's gonna be hard with London if only 3% of y'all are.
It is, but you know what? You know what I found out today?
All the athletes, the popular culture, y'all are leading the culture.
Bro, we are leading 100%. We are leading the culture, and I found out today that Black people, though we're 3% of the population, 2% of our Black spending power is 300 billion in the UK. So we spend 300 billion. 2% of that is spent on Black business. 2%. So we spend 300 billion in a year, and 2% of that we invest back into Black business.
That's power.
Bare minimum.
That is so crazy.
So and we have to do that globally. Like earlier today, I was talking to one of my young bros. I was like, yo, what it is us, the elite Blacks, the wealthy Blacks, the rich Blacks, on a higher scale, you gotta invest into our HBCUs, into our Black schools, into our Black educators, into our Black kids. We need to send them to school or whatever trade, you know what I'm saying? Because they're the leaders of the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Yo, like I said, okay, no more Gucci, no more all of this, no more Jacob the Julap, no more let me go and nah, nigga. When we stop doing all that and we keep our money, I mean, maybe randomly we you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't help it.
Yeah, you know, but like majority wise, if we have that mindset and that mentality, bruh,
let me tell you something. These white people, we feel us.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna change. That's the only way. That's the only way.
All they know is money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stop going to them white hotels, man. One of y'all gonna start a black hotel. You know, stop that rubbish. Like so many, every little thing. Like, yo, if we really have that mindset, don't support no white entertainer. Ever.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if all these rich people donating to black schools. Now we building black athletes and black entertainers. So when they make it, they give back to the students there instead of giving to Duke. You know how many black money been to Duke and Texas and University of Maryland and all these Kentucky? How many first round picks is Kentucky putting out a yearly? 3, 4, 5.
I seen what's it called? They got that 15-year-old kid, the number one like basketball prospect, talking about he might go to HBCU.
Yeah, 2023. You know, Mikey Williams. And that's what I'm saying. Yo, if we make this a trend, the best singer, stop going to these film schools. Nigga, let's go to black art schools. I don't care.
It's true.
And like the wealthy people, pay for them to go to school.
Yeah.
Invest in them. Think about you're doing this for your people. You're doing this for your race. So when they make it, the next Denzel or whoever, the next Angela Bassett, they gonna invest in the next people.
Yeah.
Every single, you know, we want to raise up doctors, dentists, lawyers. We gotta invest in them. And for us, you know, that we're not millionaires, we ain't billionaires, we're not trillionaires, but it's something we can do. We can mentor. We can invest here. I mean, like give money here and there. We can find different little causes. We can take one person, not even saying a group of people. You can take one person. You like, yo, this kid, I want to invest in them. If we look at life like that, that's when stuff is going to change, bro.
That's it. Yeah.
We got to do that. That's a responsibility that we have as Black people. If we want to see this change, like I said, we start with the march and riot, and that's necessary. But the major thing we have to do
is the way we end.
Exactly, and that's about money.
It is, yeah, it is. That's it.
It was like a stat back in the day when it was like Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stat I read before. And it was saying that like back in that 19 early whatever. Like money in the Black community used to circulate like 100 times before it left.
Mm.
But now they're saying money like circulates like 2 times. It's something like crazy statistic. I don't remember the specific dollar, how many times it circulated, but it was something like that. Just to, you know, back up there.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
I think what did we say last pod? I think he was like there was a quote by Martin Luther King. He said that he lead his people into a burning house.
Mm-hmm.
By segregating, like helping desegregate everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that really sat with me because I was like, damn, niggas is really burning out here.
Exactly.
Like, shit.
Yeah, so, we about to round up, guys. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to come chop it up with us. This is the international affairs conversation was excellent today.
I love it, man. I appreciate y'all. God bless you.
Thank you.
But is that all you had to plug, Ayo? Was that your list? Is that all you had to plug upcoming?
I was about to ask them if they had anything to plug.
I don't think they got to that yet.
He did. I mean, I still what
the plan for 2020. Well, yeah, I think for me it's just all about the self development, man. I think this year has just been, you know, it's in unfortunate circumstances with what's happened, but I think it's a time to just, you know, life has gone on pause, and you know, before you know it, we're gonna blink, and it's gonna be time to press play again.
Yeah.
And you gotta be ready. So this is the time for you know, whilst being on pause to get your shit together, and yeah. So that's it for me. Not much, just. Development.
I was going to ask y'all do y'all have anything that y'all watching that you want to share with people? You know what I'm saying? Anything on, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, whatever. Y'all got anything?
I watch everything, man. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy. I've been watching Dynasty. Oh, you guys should check out, if you guys have not watched it, Blood and Water. It's a South
I've seen
African.
2 episodes and it looks like
South
ABC
African
Family.
What?
I saw 2 episodes.
You didn't like it?
It reminded me of an ABC Family show.
Shit, ABC
like
Family shows are good. Shit.
But I like it's
Queen
African-based.
Sono, I'm not gonna lie. I think South African people are really doing the damn thing when it comes to these Netflix originals. There.
Queen Sono was fire.
Did you like Queen Sono?
Loved it.
Fire, man.
I mean, it wasn't perfect. We talked about it, but it was fire.
It was amazing.
Black media. It was cultural. It was entertaining, and it had his historical aspect. Bro, it was dope.
Yeah. And she was thick as chicken.
Anyway, you should definitely try Blood and Water. I know it's because it's teenagers, but after a while it gets good. I watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary. I was serious.
I watched that. That was horrible.
I was mad as shit. I watched The Last
Bill Clinton
Dance.
is shit.
I watched The Last Dance. My problem with it was I liked the first couple of episodes, but then the ending, like I didn't get it. Like the ending just like they should have just called it the Michael Jordan documentary. It wasn't the last.
That's what
it was. It wasn't Last Dance of the Bulls. It was the Michael Jordan documentary.
Exactly. That was my issue with it because when they was doing previews, they showing Nas.
Yeah.
All these, I'm thinking, this is about the Bulls.
I wanted more episodes of Dennis Rodman, man.
Yeah.
It was really Jordan, bro.
I ain't watching no doc that somebody
I mean, that's
in full creative control.
Honestly, you can watch that on Corona.
I'm not watching no doc someone produced for themselves. Are you just
No, but somebody made a point. Somebody said we're not gonna hear the real Michael Jordan shit until he dies, and it's true.
That's true, yeah.
We're not gonna hear that shit.
And Jordan signed off that documentary when LeBron came back from 3-1 down. That's when he signed it off and said, yeah, guys, you can go ahead with it. So all of that is, is agenda. So I was gonna ask Moni actually, do you think that Epstein was murdered?
Yes.
People said Trump got him murdered because he ain't want him to see
it might not have even been Trump. Like his black book was probably wild.
Yeah, there were a lot of people on that list.
Because it didn't make sense. They said that one of the securities that were working that night, he normally doesn't even work that night. That all randomly they weren't in front of his room.
They fell asleep. Yeah.
My nigga killed himself with a bed sheet. And then the doctor that examined his body, he said he had these certain wounds that you cannot inflict on yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody inflicted it.
I think the amount of people that we didn't get a good detail as to the amount of people that were actually on his private jet consistently.
Yeah, and even the documentary, I feel like they didn't even touch on a lot of shit. They just told us all the things we knew. They didn't call nobody's name out. They didn't say how Naomi Campbell has been associated with Jeffrey Epstein for years. They didn't call niggas out. They didn't say all the people that's been going in and out of his shit.
Yeah, they only mentioned Clinton, but they gave Clinton an out, but many don't believe it.
Hey, now that Clinton shit was funny.
What happened to the lady? Where the lady at?
That's what I was gonna say.
Ghislaine.
Yeah, where's she at?
How come they didn't charge her? Because she's like everything that people are saying, they need to charge her.
Yeah, apparently they don't know where she is.
The Bill Clinton shit in that documentary was funny because they were like, the technician dude was like, Bill Clinton, he's been here at least a lot of times. Bill Clinton came
and then Bill Clinton said he's never been there.
I've never been there.
But we I was about to say we've heard that nigga live.
Yeah, but that's the funny part.
One of the girls said
the plane log has Bill Clinton listed 26 times.
One of the girls said she doesn't even know why Bill Clinton lied about being there because she said every time he wasn't. He was never doing. Yeah, he wasn't doing.
And
every
the
time
lawyer
she
as
saw
well.
him, he wasn't doing
That's
something.
true. Yeah.
Every time she saw him, he wasn't doing something.
Exactly.
That lawyer as well.
That nigga did some shit.
What's his name? Dershowitz, the lawyer that he was involved as well.
Yeah. He was like, That man said, I didn't. And then also, you people's prince in England, what's his name? Prince Andrew.
Prince, yeah. But we know about Prince Andrew down here. Yeah.
Oh, so he's
He's a nonce. Yeah, he's what we call a nonce, like a pedophile.
What's that?
A pedophile.
A pedophile.
It's just it's our way of saying that you're a nonce. That's our way of saying it.
Oh.
But he's
Anyways, while I was talking, my video got cut off. So guys, make sure everybody that's watching, you go watch all my interviews on YouTube. Moni Talks. I've interviewed Naira Marley. I've interviewed Burna Boy. Burna Boy is my worst interview, by the way.
I remember that.
Last time.
I think I've seen that actually.
Yeah,
and I've seen the Naira Marley one as well. Actually, was that you asked him about which girls do you like?
Yeah. Tiwa Savage. Bro, Tiwa Savage made that whole thing a big. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Or she blocked me again. But yeah, I actually on my hosting. Excuse me. I actually hosted Naira.
You did the Mali and Day.
I hosted it.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw you.
Yeah, and then we had a conversation. He told me, he was like, oh, you know, Tiwa's my best friend now. He's my best friend now.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna use the rest of this year, honestly, to like focus on my brand, focus on myself. I have been trying to work on a lot of my flaws. I think a lot of times as human beings, we don't like to accept that we actually have flaws. So, and I'm not gonna lie, for many years, I don't think I did, but I'm working on that. So yeah, like Ayo said, self-development. Dope.
Let's clap it up.
I am clapping for her. Yo, Moni, to my eyes, you are very young, babe, but you are very mature. I can see it. There's a maturity.
Sometimes, like when I turned 26, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm 42. I can't believe I
Nigga, you 26?
Even bro, why you gonna do that? Why you doing it like that, bro?
No, because if you guys I know Moni from back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Papa back in the day.
You are doing the Uncle 10. You are doing
when I was in the I mean, when I was in the club, I was 16.
I was like,
17.
yo, there's no way she should be in these clubs, so.
I had a fake ID.
No, I used to see her at family house too. She was a baby. I was like, oh my god.
There was one time, me and Femi's sister, we snuck out to go to the club, and Femi snitched on us, and we had to sleep outside.
He's correct. Even though me and Femi would go to the club and sleep
out.
Yeah, I was that dude. I didn't give a damn about snitching. I didn't look at it.
But that Femi would be in the club too.
I used to sleep at Femi house. We used to go to the club. I used to sleep at Femi house.
But guess what? I was older. I was of age, and I agree. At that time, because I grew up I was born in Nigeria. I grew up in a society that said boys can do this, girls can do this. So I guess,
but then I'm happy I lived that life. Like I got all of that out of my system, because by the time I got to college and people were trying to do all these things, I wasn't interested in. Like now I don't drink or smoke, and it's never been something like I've been interested in. Like I've seen like what it makes people do, and I've never been interested in it. I've gotten, like when I got to college, I wasn't interested in partying anymore. Like whenever I went to the club, I got paid for it, or I was the one throwing the party. Like I was about my money, because shit, I've already enjoyed, so let me make the money from it.
So are you suggesting that all young girls should enjoy?
No, I think that like I feel like the reason why I ran away from home at such a young age was because I resented like me always being locked up in the house. And I'm happy I ran away, because I feel like if I went to college and I was that locked up girl, and I'm happy. For translations for my Ghanaians, I would have run mad. Like you see girls doing all these kind of things, like they're trying to sleep with different boys, because they were so sheltered, like they didn't have the privilege of just going to the movies, of just just having a good time with their friends. And that was what happened between me and my my grandparents. Like if I went to the movies, I would come home and I would just be harassed. I'm like, dog, I went to the movies, like chill. So I'm happy that, I experienced that. And I feel like with my children, like I would want them to enjoy. Obviously, like ain't no niggas sleeping in my house. Like your boyfriend is not gonna be in my house sleeping over. No, not those kind of things. But I would appreciate like taking my daughter to the movie. Honestly, if my daughter's 18 years old, Like, whenever I go to Canada to visit my mom, like when I was 19, 20, my mom would take me to the club and she'll pick me up at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's over. At least she knows where I'm at. She knows she can hold herself accountable that she came to pick me up. Like, I feel like, honestly, parents should be more open to the idea. Take your child to the club and pick your child up. They should be open to the idea.
I don't think I'll go that
That's
far
a conversation.
yet.
I need to come back. I need to come back to this pod. We got a whole nother conversation.
When you come to the States, we'll talk.
Definitely.
You guys can go ahead and plug your socials, websites, whatever you want to do again, so that people know what you do.
Yeah,
okay, so my Instagram and my Twitter is Moni Oshibodu. You don't need to add me on Facebook because I don't really use it. My YouTube is Moni Talks. Yes.
I mean, are you saying now you're going to follow people back up on you?
Probably not if I don't know them. If I know you, I'll follow you back. But if I don't know you, I'll probably. No, I tell guys all this all the time. Yeah, I know y'all. Y'all cool. I'm gonna follow y'all back. No, but it was actually nice talking to you guys. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not going to lie, I've not listened to you guys talk before, but I'm actually, since I have a lot of time on my hand, I actually want to go listen to all the episodes.
God bless you.
There's a lot of
I want to go listen to it.
We legends in the game, yo.
Oh, trust me, I can do it. I started Joe Budden's episode from episode 1 like 2-3 months ago.
Jesus Christ.
That's
you have time on your
and trust me, Joe Budden has evolved, man.
We have to, because definitely back to what Ayo said. We used to not curse, but then Mitty just kept letting it fly.
I was like,
from day one, I already told these guys that, yo.
Femi follows suit, so then he no longer.
He said, Femi, Kwaku was just like, I beg, let's just curse.
I used to go into the edits and bleep all the curse words.
Oh, no, you gonna bleep for a while. You're gonna be there for a while.
It's better now. Like, we just said, this episode, yeah, like he be now like, this episode is very explicit. Like, I mean, you just talk to people.
Yeah, like the bank that we're trying to do the pod with, I told them straight up, I was like, look, I understand you a bank, but if you think I'm not gonna curse, this deal not gonna work. They're like, oh, you can say whatever you want to say, just don't talk about Whiskey because he's our brand ambassador. I said, cool. I said, he's my friend. I said, he's my friend, so that works for the both of us.
We.
All right, Ayo, what about you, Ryan?
On Twitter, Instagram, I am Ayo Matthews. SoundCloud, where all my DJ sets, you can find them on there. It's the same, soundcloud.com/I am Ayo Matthews. Yeah.
Dope.
All right, so we're gonna look for the SoundCloud repost because we SoundCloud. That's
of course. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Of course.
Yeah, Ayo held us down with the one from when he came on. He did that repost, and we, you know what I'm saying. Of course,
anytime.
And I think, you know what I'm saying, to credit you, and we have to credit the girl Abigail too, but to credit you, you know what I'm saying. We had a decent UK listening audience, but after you and Andy blessed, you know what I'm saying. And it's been consistent ever since we've been on. So
that's dope.
That's dope.
Much appreciated. So
UK is like top 3. It's like USA, UK, Ghana, even Nigeria. Money you have to because they don't go home
in Nigeria because
Ghana and UK are up there in our global. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's that now.
Yeah.
I'm even surprised Nigerians listen to podcasts. Like, I did not know. Like, whenever I go somewhere, we feel, oh, you're Moni from the podcast. I'm like, damn, y'all listen to podcasts? Like, I swear I did not know Nigerians.
Because they're being their cell phones. Everybody got cell phone service. They just
but then data. You know the whole data situation in Nigeria. I'm very surprised that they listen to podcasts.
When I tell someone I'm on a podcast here, they're like, oh, what platform can I download? I tell someone in Ghana and I have a podcast, by the time I'm explaining it, they already have it like shit. Yeah. But what I was gonna say is that since you were talking about documentaries and stuff, the Malcolm X joint, Who Killed Malcolm X? I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, especially given the state of the times right now.
What is it on?
It's on that platform. Netflix documentary.
It's a short watch. It's really good though.
Short watch. Who Killed Malcolm X? It's a great walk down memory lane. They highlight a lot of the great stuff about the brother. And this dude that did it, he really got into it, and he literally saw who killed Malcolm X on the joint.
Who killed Malcolm X? Does anyone have the answer?
Yes, this Netflix documentary.
Okay.
And I think one thing that I really like, the reason I love it too, is that it's like, all right, even though it probably was a black man that pulled the trigger, they make it very clear that the American government stuff was funding, pushing, like Malcolm X's right-hand man, bodyguard, was a secret, like, well, I don't want to spoil it, but he was like a secret
informant
agent working for the police, like new on the job black man. Like this documentary is so relevant to all the stuff that we're going on.
I'm gonna watch that.
I'm telling you, that joint is a watch. It's probably one of the best documentaries I've watched in a year. Bro.
I watched, before we go, sorry, last week I watched a documentary on YouTube. It's called Naija, and it's about the history of Nigeria from independence. And you know, obviously Nigeria was colonized by here, the UK. So, yeah, it was 2.5 hours long, but like by the end of it, I nearly cried. Like that's how emotional it was, just understanding like where Nigeria was. And I called my mum after and I spoke to her. My mum was like, she was backing up everything that was being said in the documentary. And like, I was listening to presidents and they were speaking in the same accent as me. Like, and then the Biafran War, I don't know how familiar you guys are with that and stuff. Like, it goes through all of that. Like, it's called Naija. It's on YouTube. So I'm into those kind of documentaries. I'm gonna watch one on Ghana. Yeah, I will, 100. And there's one on Ghana that I'm gonna watch about the history of Ghana and Congo as well. So I think now I'm just understanding where we came from is what I'm sort of into now.
Drop your seatbelt before you watch the Ghana one, bro.
Can you send me the link for the Nigerian doc?
Yeah. It's dope. I'll send it to you guys.
Moni, I'm gonna send you the survey I need you to take, man. Thank you in advance.
I got you. Thank you guys so much. I had a good time.
Yeah, this was dope. Thank you, man.
The pleasure is all ours. We appreciate you. You and Ayo, y'all came and did your thing, man.
But yeah, y'all can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Africanistpod. You can email us at africanistpodcast@gmail.com. We are out. Peace and blessings to you all. Make sure y'all stay safe out there if you're protesting. And you know what I'm saying, just taking care of yourself because Corona is still out there and real. So
wear your mask. Corona is outside.
For real.
Yo, the amount of military I saw this morning is riding my bicycle up and down LA streets. Yo, it's serious out here. When it gets nighttime, it's a whole different
I got it, Ayo.
Sweet. Yeah,
I got the link too. Cool. Yeah, I'm about to watch this joint.
Make sure y'all stay safe, wear your masks, and you know, make do what you can in this time. But we are out. Thank y'all. Catch y'all next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Thanks you guys so much, man. This was fun. You guys did
dope, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me. Nice meeting you, Ayo.
You too, man. You too.
Moni or Shigo.
All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Peace. All right, bro.
I'm about to go get me some food.
Hey,